Yeah?
We made an adjustment, and you could see that kid's power come on. It was like his brain turned on for the first time.
Dr. Tony, yay!
Yeah.
I do a truck.
What's that?
A truck.
A truck?
It was such little adjustments to his nervous system to make such huge gains.
It was the adjustment that got the stress off of his system, that turned his brain back on, that allowed him to go back into that growth and development stage that a kid innately should be in.
Cat in a hat.
Cat in a hat.
His 3rd birthday, he had maybe 5 words.
5 words, yeah.
A month later, it was pages of words.
Where are we going? What are we doing?
To the bus.
We're going to the bus. Where does the bus take you?
Take the bus. Oh, take the school.
Oh, the bus takes you to school.
Seeing the vacant look in Evan's eye and knowing that something wasn't right and seeing that go away is incredible.
Hi. How are you? Good.
These individual cases cannot be considered to be scientific proof. You can't generalize from them, and yet they open up in our minds an enlarged sense of what is possible. What if chiropractic helps 10%? A randomized controlled trial says there's no benefit, but for that individual patient, there's a benefit.
How do you spell Evan?
E.
What?
B.
Yeah.
A.
Huh?
N.
So how do we deal with that? First, we never claim genuine evidence that chiropractic has been scientifically proven to help the majority of cases of whatever the visceral condition is. Second, it is legitimate, assuming it is spoken honestly, to say to a patient or potential patient, there are some individuals with this condition who appear to have been helped by chiropractic care. It only takes one white crow to prove that not all crows are black.
It's a pretty simple equation. Chiropractic first, medicine second, surgery third. Always the least invasive, least harmful method first, and then you work your way up. You don't start with the surgical situation. You don't start with the side effects of medication. You start with the possibility of the most conservative effect first.
Mr. Oliver here was born early. He arrived about 5 weeks early, and the reason he did, he had a little tiny hole in his heart, and it left blood kind of still going back through to his lungs and gave him a condition called persistent pulmonary hypertension, or PPHN. So basically, he couldn't get enough blood through his lungs to get oxygen to the rest of his body.
I'll never forget what they said to us the first thing when we checked in was, your son is very sick. And to hear somebody tell you those words when you see him with all the tubes and everything, it was pretty hard.
This 6 weeks journey, we saw the absolute crazy incredibleness of modern medicine and how they can save a life. We got the most amazing, life-saving emergency care there was, and we trusted them. The doctors were incredible. And they had 2 people on him 24/7, making sure this machine was perfect and he was good. But that time, we had that burst depression show up, where his brain had that spikes of seizure activity and then went dormant. They were locked and loaded. They said, he's gonna have seizures, he's gonna have delays.
And they told us that he had a 50-50 chance of having cerebral palsy, and at best that he was just gonna be severely developmentally delayed.
So at that time, with the seizures and the activity there, they wanted us to keep him on phenobarbital. Well, it was just the craziest situation in the world for me, because I am a pediatric chiropractor. My whole life's focused in neurology and taking care of these kids with seizures and delays, and here I was being told that he was going to be certainly one of them. Just like we had faith in them to save his life, we had 100% faith in chiropractic and what I could do to get his brain put back together, to let his nervous system heal. There's studies that show that phenobarbital just destroys a child's IQ. It destroys their livelihood. We made the choice not to do that.
And it was really hard because the same people that saved his life, and we were so, so grateful for them. And, you know, I mean, they gave us our son. It was really hard to then question what they were saying.
We knew what those drugs did to people, and we knew that they didn't allow for this. We knew that chiropractic could give him life back. throughout that course of time as Oliver was in the hospital, they watched me like a hawk. They thought like I was going to adjust him and his head was going to spin around and like it was some crazy, wild, unscientific-based thing I was doing. We literally had to almost be secretive about when I would work on my own dang son, yet when I would ask them, what are you going to do for him? Well, we need to keep him on phenobarbital.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Oliver's bill at the hospital for all that they did was over $1 million. If we continue with what they do, phenobarbital and the 3-4 other medications that they wanted to keep him on, Oliver would have become a lifelong customer of that business. We would have had to try this drug and then this drug and then this drug. I see it every day in here. Those are the patients I take care of. They go through absolute misery with that. Their job is done. Thank you. God bless you. Most amazing thing I've ever seen, saving my son's life. Now give him to me and give him to my world, and we're going to give him life. We're going to get him back.
By sticking with what we believed in, we have our son.